Hello and welcome back and Happy New Year. It's time for Chit Chat with 2 T's, the first of 2024. And as usual, I am your host and counseling psychologist, jvaldez. And with me today, an extra special guest, first extra special guest of 2024. She has to get twice the applause. Let's welcome Miss Josanne Mark. Yay!
Thank you.
Welcome. We're happy to have you.
Thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here.
Yes, it's been a while. You know, we know schedules are crazy, but we're happy that you were able to make some time to be with us today.
Of course.
And today we are here at the Fresh Press Factory, right? At number 57, Naparima Mayaro Road, San Fernando. So hurry up and come on down to the Fresh Press Factory. It's one of our favorite places to record. And so we wanted to start off the year and season 4. Can you believe it? We are in our 4th season. I think that deserves applause for us, right? So we're happy to be here with you back again. And Fresh Press always impresses us with the things that they give to us. And today is no different. So before I get into that, because you see what it is, I hugged you. That's what I did, right? But before we get into what's in our cups, I would like to ask Josanne to tell us a little bit about herself.
I am Josanne Mark. I am a luxury jewelry designer.
Ooh.
And I really am very passionate about what I do for a living. I don't see it as a job. It is part of who I am, giving my soul to the world and to other people.
You hear her soul, you know. This is not no random bites online and mass-produced vibes. This is important. So how did you even decide that you wanted to be a jeweler? How does that, how do you go to school? I mean, none of my friends wanted to make jewelry. How did that even come about?
I didn't really decide it. It was decided for me.
Ooh.
So I just sort of followed the path that was created. And you sort of just went with it as it happened.
So it chose you?
It chose me.
Nice. Well, we're going to learn some more about that. But first, as I was telling you all, in my cup, I have this wonderful hot chocolate called Cocoa Estate. And it's made with coconut milk and different spices and ginger. And it's bomb.com, guys. So believe it is local Trinitario cocoa. So it's so delicious. It's already kind of halfway done, but it's yummy. Okay? So, Josanne, what is in your cup?
I have delicious fresh ginger tea and some almond milk.
Why did you choose that?
I really like ginger. It's natural, it's strong, it's good for you.
It's like you. Josanne is ginger, guys. It's natural, that's strong, and good for you. See, even Ricardo's phone can handle the heat.
It couldn't handle it.
Yeah. All right. Well, these things happen. So welcome to Chit Chat. I love ginger as well. Everybody knows if you go all the way back to season 1, we were recording during COVID. So everything was virtual.
Yeah.
And most times my tea of choice was some kind of bush from my yard.
Right.
Yes, I believe in ginger. I believe in fever grass. Or as the cool hipsters say, lemongrass. So good job.
Me too.
Very nice. So what is figuratively in your cup? What's going on with you right now?
Oh my God, so much. I am not really happy to say that I'm perpetually busy, but I am perpetually excited.
I love that.
About a lot of the things that I have going on all the time. And the start of a new year is always an exciting time because you have 12 months to work with.
Right.
To make something a reality and to see, what pops up.
So what does being busy look like for Bespoke? Because you didn't use that word, but I know that's a word that you do use in terms of describing your jewelry.
Yeah.
What does busy look like for a bespoke jeweler?
Busy looks like doing a lot of consultations with clients, which is always very exciting because everybody comes with a story.
Right.
And that's how I start creating pieces. So I look forward to just indulging and listening and delving into the story and being in a creative zone.
So you're a storyteller.
I'm a storyteller through jewelry.
I love that for you. And some people use bespoke and custom interchangeably, but can you tell us if there's a difference?
Yeah, there's absolutely a difference
Mhm.
between bespoke and custom. Custom is anything anybody makes for you.
Right.
You come and you ask me to do something for you, or you ask anybody to do something for you. Just the fact that they're doing it for you, it's custom.
Right.
It can be replicating something, it can be changing miniature things about something that's already existing. That's custom.
Okay.
Bespoke, however, is from zero to something, and it is for one person and one person only.
Okay, so you are talking about creating something from nothing, right? Entirely tailored for a specific person.
Correct.
Right? As opposed, and so there's only one of it.
There's only one of it.
Right. So you don't mass produce. You don't say, okay, I'm making 10 of these rings and I'll customize it for persons. It's just making one of this ring for this person, and that's it.
I do customizations of my existing collection, but bespoke is a big part of what I do, and it is very dear to me.
Do you customize things from other people or only from your line?
Only from my line. Yeah.
Hello. You know, so a lot of people in Trinidad might say something like, well, why do bespoke? You know, who's gonna come and buy your stuff? Because I could just go to a jewelry store anyway. I could go down High Street and I could probably get something along the lines of what I want. Why should I come to you?
Well, what do you want? Because bespoke has a deeper purpose behind the piece.
Yeah.
Many people who do bespoke, they're not just looking for something for fashion. They're looking for something that really represents them and the story that they want to tell. So whenever I start doing a piece, a bespoke piece, it starts with the person's purpose. And purpose encompasses so many different things. It's passion, it's their story. Well, my grandmother was a really important part of my journey, and I want to incorporate her essence in something that I can look at and wear every day. How do we start that? Or, you know, two lovers and they're going to get engaged and they have a really interesting story. How do you incorporate that into a piece of jewelry and it doesn't look like, you know, something wild and out there? It's so classy and tasteful, and there are hidden details to it. So it's a lot more. It's very deep.
Well, I see how passionate you are about it, you know, because you just kind of get this wistful look in your eyes when you're speaking about it. You know, you can tell you're in love with what you do.
Yes.
And I like that you're talking about the details, because I do remember seeing a particular piece you did. I think it was a cocktail ring, like an amber colored stone. I can't remember what is the name of this stone.
Yes.
But on the side of it, you had like was it like a cane stalk?
Right. There was sugarcane and sugarcane.
Yes.
And a ladybug as well. But really simple and clean and classy, and you would never know that it had all of these details.
You had to really look, and it was the way it was done. I was like, oh my gosh, yes, it's a sugarcane stalk.
Yeah.
To be honest, I was looking for ladybug, but I did see sugarcane stalk.
Yeah, it's really tiny, 2 tiny ladybugs, and that piece was actually quite special because the client didn't know what she wanted, and she never did bespoke before. She likes my work, and she's like, yeah, let me just do something. I have this stone. So this stone was hers.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you're going to do bespoke. It needs to be more than just let me build a setting for your stone. I'm not just building a setting.
Right.
Tell me about you. What do you like? She's like, well, she gave me a list of what she likes, a list of things. And I just decided to choose 2 things from the list. And that was Trinidad and ladybugs.
Okay.
And then I built that story without really knowing her deep connection to ladybugs. I know her deep connection to Trinidad.
Right.
So the sugarcane came about because it's a deep part of our history. So I decided to use the clean lines of the sugarcane stalk to sort of play against the clean lines of the stone. But the ladybug meant so much for her. And my pores started to raise when I heard her story
Wow.
after the fact, after it
Mhm.
was designed. Yeah.
So have you, real talk, because we always honest here in Chit Chat.
Mm.
Have you ever had somebody come and tell you something and you're like, I don't know what to do with this?
Of course. Of course. And I obsess over it when that happens.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, I need more.
Yeah.
I need more. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start with this. And then I ask for more and I usually get it.
Okay. Well, that is good because I would be wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't really work, if that was happening often to you, but I'm glad that you're able to work it out.
Yeah.
So, of course, I guess if I were in your shoes, for me, having people like confuse bespoke and custom would irritate me. But that's me personally. But what are some of your pet peeves, not just in terms of what you do, but in general? What is boiling your water?
Disingenuous people.
Mm-hmm. Do tell us more.
I mean, I don't really have specific stories that I want to share, but in general, just come as who you are and be honest about who you are.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is so freeing to be who you are, even if you think people wouldn't like who you are.
I love that. It's so freeing to be who you are,
Yeah.
even if you don't think that people would like who you are. Facts. Good job. What else? Is there anything else that boils your water? I mean, you're such a peaceful person generally also.
Yeah, nothing that I could really think about right now that jumps out at me. There are things, but it happens in the moment, and when it happens, I'll go through it and just let it go.
That's pretty good for your mental health. That's what I would tell some of my clients actually. So good job, you.
Thank you.
And in terms of the local jewelry scene, is there anything that annoys you? Because there's not a lot of people doing bespoke, but I mean, you see jewelry stores everywhere, and now, of course, with social media, depending on what's happening in your life, the algorithm will really get you.
Yeah.
Is there anything that when you see it, you're like, I cannot believe people are doing this?
Yes. So people tend to say, I'm doing custom, and they throw around the word because they know the public doesn't really understand what custom is. And they use that word to sort of elevate what they're doing, and they're really just copying something else. And that's not a good thing.
No, and I guess that kind of comes into when you say disingenuous people, because if you work so hard on something, then you just kind of see it somewhere else.
Yeah.
That can be problematic.
Yes.
And I think in the age of social media where it's so easy to like screenshot something or right click and save, and then you could see that anyway, and there's nothing to say, well, this is mine.
Yes.
But how do you deal with things like that? Has it happened to you?
It has happened to me. I deal with it and I let it go.
Okay.
It will continue to happen. It's not going to stop.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I accept it for what it is, and where I can protect myself, I protect myself.
Okay. Enough said. Very good. She protects herself. And that's what is important. And for those of you who are like, oh my gosh, what does her jewelry look like? If you haven't already tried to find her on social media, we'll give you that information later. Look how beautiful she looks today. She's wearing her own jewelry. You need to hold the hair back, let them see your beautiful earrings. Look at that. Look at that. We've got a little butterfly in her ear, guys. A butterfly. And then could you tell us about Dependent? Because I know that that's a new line.
Yeah, it's relatively new. So emotions and the value of emotions is very important to me. And I think there's a lot of room to put those emotions into art and into a piece that you can wear. And I use the word art.
Because it's art that you're making.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Art that you can wear.
Yeah.
And this piece actually has my daddy's fingerprint on the inside of it. Yeah.
Forever daddy's girl.
Yeah.
That's
and it's actually called, the collection is called Forever With You.
Right.
So, and it is really where you get to hear, where I get to hear a lot of people's stories.
Yeah.
And, people come with so much emotions attached to other people. And it really tells you what's important in this life.
Yeah.
Not the shiny jewelry. I mean, that's nice too.
Yeah, of course.
But the meaning and the passion that goes into it,
Yeah.
and what you see and what you feel when you wear it.
Yes, of course. I personally believe that we as humans are built for relationship, not just romantic relationship, but just with each other. And
Yeah.
so it's nice to know that you kind of incorporate that same belief into your work. I mean, it is your passion, it is your purpose, but it's also your work. So it's nice to know that you're bringing that out for people in a way that they can wear it, they can literally have it
Yes.
close to their heart. That
Yeah.
is so beautiful.
And value it and treasure it and pass it down to someone else.
Heirloom. I like that because tradition and legacy are important as well.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. So you're carrying all these emotions for people and being tasked to do a bespoke item,
Mhm.
I would think comes with a particular degree of pressure. How is your mental health?
That does not give me any pressure whatsoever.
Really?
None.
Wow, that's fantastic. I feel pressure listening to you.
No,
You know.
that's joy. That is
Wow.
when I am going through a really tough time, and I do a lot for my business, almost everything.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm about to do something that I don't want to do,
Mm-hmm.
I remind myself, you make people happy. So, yeah.
That is beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
So that takes away the pressure for you.
That takes all the pressure away.
Okay.
There's a lot of pressure. Like I don't like spreadsheets.
Neither.
And yeah, all of those things that I have to do that I don't want to do.
Adulting. Adulting is like 90% of the time doing
Yeah.
things that you don't want to do.
Yes.
It's cursed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What else do you do for yourself? How do you, take time off? How do you relax? Because that's part of your mental health as well.
Yes. I don't do enough.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't do enough to have balance.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like to exercise, and I make sure that I
You like
exercise.
Exercise.
Yes. I love it.
Who are you?
I love it.
Why?
The endorphins.
Okay. Fair. I mean, I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Good job.
Not during, after.
You have endorphins after you exercise?
Yeah. During is pressure.
This is true because I die.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why am I here?
Yeah. But then after it's like, oh, so good.
I want to be like, I can relate.
One day.
One day.
Yeah.
So you exercise. Is there anything else that you do? No, you seem to have a good support circle.
I
Yeah.
do. My family.
Mm-hmm.
I really love my friends.
Mhm.
I have the most amazing friends.
Oh, shout out to the friends.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And I spend a lot of time in nature, and that's
Okay.
where I connect.
Yeah.
And I let everything go.
You seem to have a handle on this,
It doesn't feel like that all the time,
Mm.
but talking about it
Yeah.
makes me realize that actually I do have a handle on it.
I think that's the thing about a lot of us. We're doing way better than we think we are, but we're so hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
Some of us, we are our own worst enemies. We are our harshest critiques.
Yeah.
So it's nice to kind of talk about it and realize, oh, well, I'm not doing so badly. Or when somebody tells me I'm not doing so badly, it's not just mama guy. It's actually the truth.
Yeah. Correct. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So you spoke about having a supportive family. When you told your parents you wanted to become a jeweler, how was that received?
Not well,
Mm-hmm.
because at that time I had just finished UE,
Okay. What did you study at UE?
psychology and HR. Could be in your shoes with you, but
Listen,
nope.
don't never say never. The future is still young for me. Mm-hmm. She's like, no, thank you.
Nah. This is it. When I told my dad, he was angry. He was
Wow.
hurt
Yeah.
because he spent his money to
Mhm.
educate me.
Yeah. And that generation believes in education.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they believe in doctor and lawyer,
Mhm.
professional
Yeah.
things. But I am extremely tenacious.
Yes.
Anything I put my mind to do, I could do it.
Yeah.
So he realized that, okay, with or without his support,
Mhm.
I'm going to do what I want to do anyway.
Yeah.
So he might as well support me. And
Okay.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
it so much.
Big up you. Yes. Big up you, daddy. So you all still have a good relationship.
Of course, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I
Both
mean,
my
you're wearing him around your neck. So big up to Mr. and Mrs. Mark. Hello.
Yes.
Yes. That is fantastic because a lot of the time, well, I guess, parents will have that natural reaction. And some of them, they maintain that and it creates a rift between them and, the person.
Yeah.
But it's nice to hear stories like this where they're like, well, I mean, if you like it, we love it, we'll support it.
Right. I mean, it wasn't easy, but now he can't stop talking about me.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that. It's like, my daughter, she's due. Yes, I understand it. That is lovely.
Carnival jobs. I did a costume.
What? You just out here?
I did a costume. And
you're gonna leave it out? You were just
make papers as soon as he went onto the road. Reporters were calling.
Can you tell us about the costume, or is it like a secret?
No, it was many years ago. A friend of mine, he played for humor, and he was an individual. And as an individual, he can do what he wants.
Yeah.
And whatever the theme was that year, he was playing this character called Xerxes.
Okay.
From 300. And he's like, well, it's all metal, so I need to find somebody who knows about jewelry and metal to do this costume for me. And I was actually studying jewelry design in New York at that time. And he said, would you do it for me? And I was like, it's a little bit outside of my comfort zone, but I'll take the challenge.
I'm happy that you did.
Yeah, and it was so much fun. So much so that I do have an interest in doing something for Carnival. One day, you guys will see.
Look out.
One day.
Costumes by Josanne Mark. Okay.
I mean, not the regular, because I'm really not interested in too much feathers and, but...
it has to be a creative challenge for you.
It has to be something that's really heavily artistically driven.
Well, you all heard it, huh? So it's only if you meet that criteria. All right, so don't come here and you do Monday way, regular schmegular, with levels. Okay?
Yeah, the Monday way.
Anything with theater or stage, nothing like that?
Once I did a crown.
So people can reach out to you, and depending on what it is, they can't. You can't reach out to them, okay, about that.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I mean, depends on what it is.
Okay.
Because I want to put a lot of my energy into servicing my bespoke clients.
Yes.
I don't have a lot of time
Extra
for
time,
other things, but if it is something that I find myself being passionate about, then maybe.
Okay, fair enough.
Would you do something, let's say, presidential? Like a
Yeah.
Would you do something like that?
I have. So like President Carmona and his wife, well, they're from Faizabad.
Right, which is where you're from.
Yes.
And
Big
up deep up.
I know their family, my family knows their family, and I felt compelled to honor the First Lady, so I did present her with something when they were in office.
Very nice. Very nice.
Just out of my heart.
That was lovely.
Yeah.
Well, where can we find you, Josanne?
I am an online business. So, social media, website, it's all Josanne Mark. JosanneMark.com, website, and Josanne Mark Limited in all social media platforms.
Is it LIMITED or is it LTD?
LTD.
All right. Look for her, Josanne Mark. It's very easy, right? S, not Z, and 2 N's.
Yeah, JOSANNE.
Mark with a K. You got it, guys? Josanne, it was so great having you here today. Thank you so much for coming and spending this time with us. It's always interesting to have interesting people, which I always tend to have on this show. And I'm so happy that you have decided to join that list.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you for choosing to have me here, and I'm really glad I came.
Yay! So thank you again to Josanne. And of course, if you guys saw my awesome sweater, right, with Chit Chatt with 2 T's with the brand, right? It's pretty amazing, right? Thank you so much to Kae Tees, right, for doing this for us. And if you're interested in grabbing one yourself, just let us know, right? And we can make that happen for you. All right, so thank you so much. Anybody you want to say hi to before we end?
Nobody in particular, just hi to everybody.
Hi to everybody. All right. So thank you so much for being here once again. This was our first episode. We're so happy we started with a bang, right? Just presenting the mental health factual in all fields of life. So thank you so much for tuning in to Chit Chat with Two T's. As usual, I am your host, jvaldez. And until next time, look out for the next episode. We'll see you then. And see. Yay! You did it! You survived!
Yeah.